I want you to meet Paul Shaw, who is the Chief Executive at Tullamore Credit Union, and Deirdre Murphy, who is the Senior Loans Officer. Guys, good morning.
Good morning, Will.
Set out, I suppose, the business environment. If you're looking for not a huge amount of money, but a modest sum, some seed capital, how challenging is it?
It's challenging, but what we have in Ireland and in the Midlands is a great culture of innovation. So we're always amazed in the credit union when people come to us with their business ideas and the ambition and the bravery and courage involved in actually taking the step to set up their own business. So we're always delighted to be a small part of that and providing the important finance. And we try and help and guide people through the process. Although we can't make the critical business decisions, we're not the visionaries with the idea. We provide one little part of it. We try and make it as simple as possible. We do direct people when they come to us for with startup ideas. We really do ask them to engage with the local enterprise office. It's a fantastic free resource. It's a taxpayer provided resource. They do a brilliant job. And even for people that don't have the time to go in and talk to them, their website contains so much valuable information. And part of our process for dealing with startups is the preparation of a business plan. And we're actually mandated by our regulations. We have no choice. The local enterprise office has a fantastic guide on its website called I have it here in front of me, the 10-step guide to starting your own business.
So they will help you, I suppose, test some of your ideas. They'll challenge you in constructive ways, try and find blind spots. And once you've finessed it and you've got the plan ready, that's, I presume, when you come to the credit union.
They'll also tell you that, sorry, this has been tried and failed. What are you doing differently? But people that have the idea and have gone to the step of going to local enterprise officer, coming to the credit union, we find mostly the plans are pretty well developed at that stage. But the business plan is something we need to see emanating from that. There's 10 steps. Kind of the 10 steps are just saying, have you considered? And we need to see that in the business plan. And after that, it's quite simple. So the business plan shouldn't be seen as an obstacle. I think anyone starting a business, if you're not doing a plan, you plan your day before when you get up in the morning. So if you're going to start a business, obviously you're going to have a plan. And this just means write it down and make sure you've considered everything.
And for the credit union, within the overall basket of products, you've got the personal loans, the mortgages. How much does business represent in your overall lending?
Much smaller than we'd like. It is small. I mean, we're one of the reasons we'd be here is just to get the message out that we do support businesses and we are available. And we just want to grow that. But it is quite small. And it's only in recent years that credit unions have been allowed to start lending to businesses, because I think the central bank and the regulators and the Department of Finance realised that they need us out there supporting businesses, because there's banks exiting the market, and there's definitely a big gap there that needs to be filled. So we're quite happy to step in there. So it is something we want to grow. We see it has been a big benefit to our members. Credit unions exist to benefit their members. Our members are all potential employees of these startups, and we really need enterprise and get people working out. I mean, a lot of people are in good employment, but if we get enterprise going, get new business startups going, it's a rising tide that could lift all boats.
What sets you apart from the bank? Because many people, top of mind, would think, if I'm getting a business loan, I need to visit one of the big brands.
I suppose we would have a lot of flexibility in regard to, there's no penalties for lump sum payments back. It's very member-faced. You can come in and have the initial chat, see where to go and give you the options of like that, going to the enterprise board, just an initial chat, give them advice where to go. There is a nice range of products, even down to, I suppose, the BizPay, which would be kind of focusing in on insurance, annual insurance costs, ESB, like with inflation and all that. We try to clear them within a year. So at least it's pushing it out over a 12-month period, that they're not putting themselves under pressure for, one lump sum. So the flexibility of that, and then coming in, if they want to pay it off quicker, they're welcome to do so.
Yeah, and the culture, I suppose, is different as well.
Culture, it's very member-faced. So, I know it feels daunting, but at least you can come in and have the chat,
Banks, by their nature now, are more centralised, whereas these decisions are made.
I think when things don't go to plan, Will, is where credit unions would come into their own. Because, life is difficult and business environment is tough. And oftentimes the best laid plans don't come off. So I'd like to think we're a lot more approachable. We're local. You can come in and talk to the same person that lent you the money and come in and say, well, we've hit a little bump in the road. We need to sort of change things a little bit. I think that's something that we would pride ourselves on being different from the banks on. And to mention on what Deirdre mentioned about the insurance bills and the large bills, like the insurance company will say, oh, you don't have the money to pay the bill, we'll spread it over 12 months for you. And if we were to get one message across this morning, it's to businesses with those type of bills: don't take that offer, because you will end up paying the APRs on those self-financed bill payment options from the provider. They're always going to be vastly more expensive than what we offer. So it's just a trap you could fall into. It's very convenient. So are we, you know.
Once you've got the business plan right, and it's been through maybe the local Leo that you've developed it, and you've walked into the credit union, the first step is really, I suppose, that conversation.
Yeah, the initial conversation. And from there, we'll make an official application at that point then, when they have their business plan and all their details that we require. I will do the application. It's 9 times out of 10 it'll be myself.
Just when you say all the details,
like say your business plan, your projections, which as we touched with the local enterprise board, you know, we would need the bank statements, you know.
So the standard checks for any sort of loan.
The standard checklist for the application. At that point then, we would start the application. It's all done internally. So we will start the application. We will do the relative credit check, do the underwriting. Like that, once we have all the information, we bring it to our internal meeting. So it's all literally done inside Tullamore Credit Union, the application, the underwriting. It doesn't have to be outsourced. So it's completely, and it'll always be, you know, if being myself would be the first point of contact, and I would be the first point of contact the whole way through the application stage.
And in general terms, how long does that process take?
Once we have all the information, we would hope, you know, say if we started on a Monday, we would really hope to have an answer for that person at the end of the week. Yeah.
That quickly.
We would hope.
If, for instance, the answer is no, can feedback be given, corrections made, a fresh application, or is no just no?
No, 100%. We would always try and say it's not a definite no. You know, can we try if you do X, Y, and Z? Do you know, every application is done by case basis, but we would try and see and give the member an option of what they can do to improve, and be it that they need to come back maybe in 6 months' time. At that point, relook at it, revisit the option for them.
Let's talk about agri-finance. So Cultivate is the brand that many listeners may be familiar with. How does that work?
Cultivate, I suppose, there was a big collaboration in 2017, and about 48 credit unions in the country joined together. So we would have went through the relative training with Teagasc, IFAC, you know. It's really designed, I suppose, to help farmers, you know, extend their business, you know, if they need to buy machinery, if they need to buy, it covers a wide range.
Many farmers are pressured to decarbonise a bit now, or invest in newer, greener technologies.
Yeah.
So this would be an option.
Absolutely. So that would go up to a 7-year period. And be it that goes up to 50,000. If it's a thing that needed something over 50,000, you know, we can go down the other route of the unsecured business up to the 100,000. We also would be very conscious of young farmers that are up and coming. You know, they might have a PAYE income and working on the family farm under the herd number of the family. We still can look at that option for them, and we have done in the past, and would hope to continue to do so. That would allow, because their PAYE would be able to support the application, and you know, in time they will be entitled to entitlements and young farmers grants, you know, down the line. So it's just a start up to get them up and running for the long term on the farm as well.
In the future, what's the application process going to look like? Because I know you're investing in technology and, again, e-commerce and banking, and that's the direction of travel. So what's your vision?
Yeah, our vision is, well, we hope to see it come to fruition this year. We're looking at a change in our banking system. So a lot of members are already using our app, which is a really good app, the Tullamore Credit Union app, but we want to enhance that, make loan applications online a lot more slick, a lot more end-to-end, so that the whole process can take place from end to end without any major, or any at all in some cases, depending on the loan application, face-to-face contact required, right down to drawing down the funds. So we're investing a lot of money in upgrading that system. Like all IT related issues, it takes time to deliver it. We won't deliver it until it's absolutely right and tested to its maximum. But it's going to really, really enhance services to our members, and including business loans will be part of that as well. And business people, of all people, trying to find time to come in. We do know that it's a bit of a drag sometimes to have to come in, and an awful lot of this stuff is going to move for people that want to go there online. So if there's our members listening to us who value the face-to-face, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to force anybody online. It's not our business model. We really love the face-to-face inside in Patrick Street and in Kilcormac. But for members who need a slicker, more automated service, we're working on delivering it.
Okay. To find out more, guys, best way to contact?
You can ring on loans@tullamorecu.ie. You can ring direct into 1800 56 55 55 on the website. The app, is a great tool. All the information is on the website.
Excellent. Folks, thank you very much for your time. Paul Shaw and Deirdre Murphy of Tullamore Credit Union.